13 on Your Sidelines, sponsored by Davenport University. Get where the world is going.
Come on. Come on. There it is. There it is. All right. Football weather. It only took us 7 weeks. Maybe a little rain at your game didn't ruin anything except maybe my TV here, but that's okay. Conference titles and playoff spots on the line tonight. This is 13 on Your Sideline. But before we get to the highlights, we want to introduce you to our guests of the evening. Please welcome the cheer team from Zeeland West High School. Come on. Pretty good. All right, let's get to the good stuff. In our 13 on Your Sidelines game of the week, the schools are small, but don't be mistaken, the stakes were huge. Take a look at the conference standings here in the CSAA Silver. You can see Kent City and Central Montcalm both came into this week with perfect conference records, and tonight they went head-to-head with a conference championship on the line. It's the second straight season that this game would determine the conference crown. So let's get right to it. This was going to be a really good one. All right, there we go. We got the highlights for this one. The home team got on the board right away. First quarter, Hornets, they were driving. Cameraman loses the ball, but so does the defense. That's Zane Cooper in for the score. 8-0 Central Montcalm. Good start. Then we head to the second. Eagles also on the 8. That's Logan Thompson. Takes the entire D-line with him all the way to the end zone. We were tied at 8 after the 2-point conversion. Later in the opening frame, more from the road team. Kent City on the 2. That's Harrison Smith who finds his way into the end zone. Eagles on top 16-8. We go final seconds now of the opening half. Eagles driving again. Andre Mead calls his own number, takes it in himself. 24-8 Kent City at the break. Eagles sitting comfortably. So with that, we jump to the third. More for Kent City. Cooper Stinson gets into the end zone, 32-8. How about an answer, though, from the Hornets on the 37? Quarterback's going to fumble it. There's Stinson. He does it on offense. He does it on defense. And that's a house call just like that. This was turning into a blowout. It was 40-8. Fourth quarter now. One more score for the Hornets on their own 36, but a handoff here to McCoy Wernholm. He's going to break a tackle, and he's gone. Nobody's catching him, but it would be too little, too late. That made it 40-14. And in the fourth, Kent City would put the cherry on top. Levi Thompson in for the score. Kent City, conference champs, and our 13 on Your Sidelines game of the week winner, 46-14.
It feels good. I mean, these guys have been battling every week, and battling some adversity. And it started at the beginning of this game, and it was great to see them overcome that and get that conference championship. Don't look ahead, just stay the course and keep getting better. We're going to look to go and 1-0 next week, and then just keep it rolling.
For the second straight season, Hudsonville is in the driver's seat in the OK Red. As you take a look at the standings, you can see the Eagles all alone. They held off Rockford in a thrilling victory last week, but a few teams could still spoil the party. That would include their opponent tonight, the East Kentwood Falcons, and buckle in. This was a thriller. The 37th meeting between these two teams. Push-ups mean points. Braden Van Lake, check this out, scrambling for his life. He's going to chuck it up toward the end zone. There's Travis McKee, and that would give Hudsonville a 29-27 lead in the third quarter. So we jump to the fourth, an answer from East Kentwood. Cade Kaufman, the Michigan State commit. That's Owen Vanderveen, back shoulder connection. East Kentwood up 35-29. 2 seconds left. Hudsonville trying to find lightning in a bottle. Van Lake scrambling. One last heave. This is going to be the end of the game. It's a tip. And Andrew Merriman pulls it down. Unbelievable. With that, we were tied. Alex Tolotzin for the extra point and the game-winning score. Hudsonville somehow survives. That's the second walk-off Hail Mary we've seen this season. Somehow, some way, the Eagles take it 43-42. Unbelievable finish. Belding and Oak Ridge now. They've met several times in the last few years, both in the regular season and then in the playoffs. But this season, Belding is dropping down to Division 6, Oak Ridge still in Division 5. So tonight's game, it was just for bragging rights. Still a good one, though, a battle of 5-1 teams. Black Knights, they grind out a long opening drive, capped off by this 2-yard run from Tegan Van Dyken. That would be an 8-0 lead. We go next, Black Knights drive, facing 4th and 6. They run the reverse. That's Jonah Hummel, breaks a couple tackles, a 16-yard gain, move the chains. A few plays later, now it's Ethan King who's going to take it up the middle. King breaks a few tackles, scores from 20 yards out, 14-0. And the Black Knight D stood tall all night. Hummel comes up with the one-handed pick. Yeah, love to see that. So let's see it twice. Heck of a play by Hummel on defense. Belding moves to 6-1. They take this one 28-7. Grand Rapids Catholic Central is the only OK Black team that still has an undefeated league record. And with just 2 conference games left, they're trying to avoid any stumbles in the final stretch of the regular season. Tonight, Holland Christian would be one of the teams trying to create a little conference chaos as they faced the Cougars. Coming into tonight, though, the Maroons hadn't beaten Catholic Central since 2013. We picked this one up late in the first quarter. Holland Christian has the ball. The quarterback Griffin Liu and Wyatt Shook fight each other. It ends up in Catholic Central's hands. Both offenses struggling. Catholic Central's defense came up with another play after several tips here. Brody Warner, he would come down with the rock for the second forced turnover of the game by the Cougars. That play by the defense would set up some offense. 7 minutes left in the second. Odin Spencer, Nick Schaub. That would give Catholic Central the first score of the game. The Cougars' lead, though, didn't last long. Ensuing play from scrimmage, Isaiah Myerd breaks one tackle, off to the races, 80 yards. That would tie the games up. He's having one heck of a season. But this game wouldn't stay tied for long. The Cougars on the 24 after a long kickoff return. Pass here from Spencer. Perfect spot for Schaub. The encore, their second connection of the game, 14-7. All Cougars after that. Catholic Central would remain undefeated. They take down the Maroons on senior night, 35-7. And we're just getting started here. Up next, teams fighting for their playoff lives here in Week 7. South Christian travels to Zeeland East as the Sailors hope to keep a decade-long playoff streak intact. Plus, Forest Hill Central also looking to crawl its way back into the playoff picture. The Rangers hosted Zeeland West tonight. And as we head to break, we'd like to thank our food sponsor, Robinson Dental. They bought the pizza for all of our in-studio guests.